Okay, are y'all ready? I don't think I'm ready. I don't know what to expect from this. But we're gonna do it anyway. Ooh. Oh. Cough, cough, cough. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Ooh, did some hunky lifeguard save me? Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from, or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Oh, we have a sentient narrator. The narrator is like their own person. Oh, okay, that's how it is. Ellipses. Because I can give you a minute. We've got plenty of time. Endless time, really. The ocean? We need to give a voice to the ocean. This is spooky.
An eternity, if you catch my drift.
Whoa, not now, ocean. Sorry, Leah. May I continue? Please, go on. Okay, then. As I was... As I was saying... You look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Ew! Ew! A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit. A stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and... Why am I vomiting bugs? Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? All right. We already have our first selection. Will we run, close our eyes, or dig up that face? Clearly... I think we need to dig up the face. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. Ew. Ew. There is no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of this poor dead soul.
Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type.
Okay. You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, so you deposit it. Why, that's a nice coin you've got there. What if you were to spend it right now? Okay. Sure, why not? Well, hello there! I'm Dwight! And I'm Claudette! We'll take that! Claudette quickly relieves you of your gold coin and tosses it to Dwight, who bites down on it like an old-timey prospector before handing it back to her. Sir, that was literally just inside a dead face. Please don't put that in your mouth. Ew. And this is for you. Claudette presents you with a tropical drink. Okay. When you take a sip, you find that it's incredible. Money well spent in your estimation. But I gotta ask, could somebody maybe design the next one of these dating sims to be all-inclusive? It really takes some of the fun out of a fantasy vacation to be watching your wallet the entire time. A self-aware dating sim. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a very creepy. You got the little entity tickle fingers in there. Sure. Thank you for the delicious drink. You're welcome. Did someone just thank us? Go with it, Dwight. It's normal to be thanked for doing a good job. Trust me on this one. Dwight never gets thanked for anything. Poor Dwight. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation as you feel something soft bump into your foot. It's a volleyball with a bloody handprint. Wilson? You find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. A little help, please. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Mommy? Sorry, Daddy? Daddy? Oh God.
You're a thirsty bitch.
Oh no, he's hot!
Ah! Too many attractive people all at one time! I can't handle this! 4 gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know. Not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed.
Hello?
There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do you do? Toss it back, kick it back, say no thanks, say nothing, do nothing. Let's toss it back. It's a volleyball, not a soccer ball. Or football, excuse me. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps. Maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. Try hard much? Blech! Oh, damn it. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you snap out of it, you realize that everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened? Worried? Excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they're looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction.
Don't be scared. You were made for this.
I don't like the ocean talking to me. Honestly, the ocean scares me more than the killers at this point. Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Yeah, he does. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Oh, goth mommy. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? This is not just a sigh, this is a deep sigh. We gotta... That was Wraith. That sigh means he was done with the game, too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least not yet. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, not yet. Hey, Leah, you might want to, say something? Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. Be warned. Answer quickly and answer well. This is a timed quiz, and it will be very important later. A quiz! Oh, no! I didn't study! Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one I can't remember. I hate it here. How attractive would you say you are? Average. I'm pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd. Another normal, meaningless life in an endless cycle. I think you're quite cute myself. Like a chipmunk or a grizzly bear. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Flight. For sure, absolutely. Maybe I won't go for anyone specific and just kind of like be myself, and whoever I end up with is whoever I end up with. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? None of these. Skipping class. The creative shit was not an option. If I had ever gone to school, I'm sure I would have done great in skipping class. I prefer skipping over walking almost always. What's your favorite animal? I don't know what that is. Dog. You look absolutely adorable in a little puppy mask. What's your favorite color? Blue? Closest to purple? Blue. Blue isn't good for productivity. Makes people want to be lazy. What's your dream job? Not working at all. I guess, out of those. If we get to do what we really want, why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spin laziness into some kind of grand crusade. These damned millennials. Oh God, is Trapper a boomer? Best flavor of ice cream? Oh, chocolate. No. Chocolate. My favorite flavor is...
Pain.
Thank you, Trappy Daddy. Same. Same here. Mine is vanilla, swirled with pain. We're getting Wraith lore. He likes vanilla ice cream. Swirled with pain. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me. I am right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip.
We're teaching lessons now, narrator. You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island. Even for faceless voices.
Tell me what's the best flavor of ice cream? Mint chip. Yeah, sure.
So obedient.
I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Ooh, them's fighting words. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. But the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. I mean, yeah. Kinda, yeah. Okay. Oh no, wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now. That's almost exactly what happened, see? Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's a lot of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I don't like Trapper. He's kind of mean. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Okay, I ship these two. Huntress and Trapper. Wraith can go do his own thing. I kind of want to be with Gothy Mommy. Ew, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simply beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out at right there. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Honestly, same. let's go to... Wait, which one is the lounge? That looks like the yacht. That's the volleyball. Is this the lounge? I hope this is the... Or is this the pool? I don't know what's what. You. It'd be great to relax for a second at the lounge. To kick up your feet, look out over the ocean, and relax on your own terms. Who would want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. Honestly, Spirit is a vibe. I'm not a huge beach person, but that's kind of my jam, honestly. I mean, what kind of fool, what kind of monster, what kind of mask-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead and then choose to exert themselves in, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? I feel you, Queen. Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules. I won't do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on. Just for one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them as survivors, with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry. Anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you could do is help us get off the, Dwight! Yes, pardon me. Please, follow us. Hey narrator. Yes, something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape? Them? Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Oh, right, yes. That's true, he was. But he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway a couple miles south of here. It has a much fancier accommodation than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out, very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter. Mostly, when I agree to them. Not like that other island. So what'll it be? I said I want to go to the lounge. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap, and when that didn't work, I tried whining. And when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island! But it turns out I'm not the first to toss those kind of threats around on this island. So, thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. Are we threatening each other again? Are we threatening to end each other again? Ah. Now it's Dwight who takes on a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud ooh whipser. Someone who was in charge of spell check didn't do their job. Please, just make it quick! Is what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make you the drink of your dreams. Ah! Hilarious, right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So, what'll you be having? Oh, I want sangria. I also like daiquiris, but not virgin ones. It's basically just a smoothie. Something fruity but refreshing. Hold the coconut rum. A sangria, maybe. My pleasure. That sounds nice. We used to make drinks like that back home. Well, not we exactly. I watched someone drink a drink like that once. They looked happy. Now's your chance to be the one with the drink. What do you say? Is this some sort of juice for a child? Are there children hiding about? No, it's for adults. The kind who like, you know, tropical fun. Oh, I see. Oh, that's right. She kidnapped a whole bunch of children until they died. Huntress really seemed to perk up at the idea of kids being around and is bummed to hear there aren't any. But I'm quite glad it's just grown-ups on this island personally. Little ones should definitely not be exposed to this. Not my cup of tea, but okay, sure. We could still use it for a toast, yeah? To new adventures. To new friends. To, Clink. Did you just say Clink? No. Since we've fulfilled your requests, it's time for you to return the favor. I should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time. I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempted to walk to the lowest point of the ocean before I ever set foot near this bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind. I hate it. This sucks. But it could be fine. Or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? Is the Wraith okay? He doesn't seem okay. I've literally never seen him in a hat. Someone go check up on the Wraith, see if he's okay. If we must make small talk, I'm at least picking a topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Wow, I feel personally attacked. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I choose is books. Novels, comics, fiction, or none. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life. The escape into your own mind. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine, based on that response. They were much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems an appropriate time to ask you, Leah, what's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this? Oh, and it has to be classic horror for reasons that should be obvious. She means because this is an island of horror villains. And also those books are all in the public domain. See what you did there, DBD. Nothing too modern, especially because they wouldn't be in the public domain just yet. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years, so what's your favorite? Frankenstein. I didn't actually read it, but I've seen like 3 movie versions of Frankenstein. They've all been pretty good. You know, you can lie to make yourself look smarter. They're killers, not mind readers. Oh, that's a good one. Seeking knowledge, but finding only death. Yeah, been there. I can't say that my experiments have been as successful, but, well, fingers crossed. And fire, don't even get me started. Experiments? Crap. Not again, I swear. Every excuse you give him. It's this talk about... shut up! Did you just tell me to shut up? Sorry. Take it from me. This one likes to think he's the scientist, but he's actually the monster. Can't I be a little bit of both? Like I said, I haven't actually read it, but that sounds smart enough, so I'd be willing to believe it's the true meaning of the story. Why couldn't you just said you read it? Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some news stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle, and her half mask covered eye. Did she just down an entire bottle of vodka? Ma'am, are you okay? Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy! Oh god. Oh god, okay. Oh, be still my heart. But also, damn it, developers, how dare you put K-Pop Daddy in here without making him a romanceable option? How very dare. Great idea. Trickster? Isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Oh. And he's in all purple, too! Game, you can't do this to me! Oh, God! Well, hello, and who is this new fan in the waiting? Yeah, please, give me this as an actual DBD outfit in the game. I will become a trickster main like that. Beat it, Hack! Trapper, you sit down and you shut up. I don't know, what's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle for our game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it was a great idea, while also teasing the secret trickster ending? Don't mess with my heart like that. Don't you play with my feelings like that. Oh my god, secret trickster ending? Honestly, it's probably for the best we can't romance Trickster. My shorts would become a slip and slide. Anyway, I've got much, much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. The rules are simple. First you spin, then you swap spit, that is. But let's be clear, this ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out of view of the public eye, real romantic-like. Yes, romance is the goal, so we'll all be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen in and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar. But not watching. like adults. Romantic, well-adjusted adults. Aaliyah, you're up. You grip the bottle in your hand and put your fate in the hands of the empty bottle gods. Minigames consist of 2 parts on top a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction, and on the bottom a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming minigame is a special minigame, perfect for the less coordinated because there is no winning and losing. Hey! Hell yeah! Thank you so much for considering us less coordinated folks. High five. No winning or losing. Well, not technically. Wherever the pointer stops, that's your result. I suppose if it doesn't stop where you wanted to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. Okay, ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? Let's go! Spin the bottle and see who you're gonna smooch. Oh god. Oh god. It's probably gonna spin a bit. Oh wait, it stops right on the spot! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You got Huntress, you two are meant to be. Psych! You actually have to spin multiple times to get your real result. First to get to 3 times is your true match. That's how we play hardcore spin the bottle. Oh. Phew, okay. Here we go. Yes! Hell yeah! And... I've never been so focused on anything in my entire life. Yes! One more. One more for Goth Mommy. Oh god, it's going faster. No! 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 Respectfully, no! Oh shit. Keeps going faster! Oh no! Fuck! No, I don't want to kiss Wraith! Oh, fuck me! What the bullshit? What the shit titties? Shitty titties! No! Like a huntress. Fuck. Ooh. Just this morning, you were waking up on a strange beach surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now you're looking across a beach towel at Huntress, lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Your heart races, you can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Huntress takes you by... Huntress takes you by the hand, and you sit face to face at a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way she is. You're sweating because you're sweating in the gross way you'd sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. Goddamn, way to kill the mood. You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross her out so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Huntress, we... I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you right now. What? You're relieved, but also maybe a little hurt? It's not you. Well, it is you, but in a good way. I think you're great. Maybe too great. I don't trust easily, and I'm afraid of what it might mean to connect with you so early. It's not that I don't want to. I just don't think it's the right thing right now. Fair and valid. I understand. Amazing! But also understand this. If you tell anyone I got so soft, I'll break you in half. Okay? I'll tell them you almost chewed my whole face clean off. Oh, I like that. I hate to break up such a passionate moment that we can only assume was passionate because we'd never spy on you constantly while you stay on this island. But dinner is being served right away and we must insist that you join us. Oh god, I'm so hungry. We wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation. No. But there are so many more interesting things to die from. Seems like the next activity is Mealtime? How quaint. Yes, eating. Very quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable. Okay, wow, narrator coming for the throat. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there is very limited seating directly around you. And, oh, great. Terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Ooh. Finally, I'm the popular kid and everyone wants to sit next to me. This is not at all like high school. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. That's fair. He's kind of an aggressive, macho meathead. We don't like Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh god, K-pop Daddy is here? I will die mad that they included Trickster in this game, but they don't let us romance him. Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah? Well, they don't call him Expected-ster? I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Oh my god, and he's in his purple outfit! Oh my god, my shorts are a water slide. Hey there. You're looking good, Leah. Real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. Wait, why not? No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. I mean, we could make do. Like, just kind of scoot Trapper over a little bit until he's like, you know, like all the way out of there we go. Anyways, let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? Feels like fucking Axel from Kingdom Hearts. Got it memorized? Anyway. Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous, sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. Are they serving this KFC? Are we eating takeout fried chicken on this tropical island? My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you'd know considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts. And you need to murder something to eat its meat. So that's, like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. I agree for once with Trappy Daddy. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat! Hey, Leah, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps? I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know? Uh-oh. When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. At least it's better than KFC. Yeah, I said what I said. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meat. Wow, he's right for a change, because I am with my broad axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. I mean, you are, kind of. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. You two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough! Grow up! Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obs. Who says obs? I feel like the spirit is kind of becoming more of like a preppy persona, who is also like extremely nihilistic, maybe? The hell it is! Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop. Please. I hate when we fight, or talk, or even when we look each other in the eye. Okay, you know, the Wraith is a mood. Why am I vibing more with Wraith right now? I can do it. I have the skull of Azarov. Great! Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey, Leah, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix! I made dinner! Ah! Ah! We're eating Felix! Someone get Jonas! Oh my god! Someone please get Jonas! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh Jesus! Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. Once they argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 straight hours. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. I mean, fair and valid, bestie. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up, dinner? Splendid idea. We would hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Oh dear. Okay, let's do this fucking minigame. On the bottom, a target which you're going to be pointing at. Sometimes the target is immediately visible, sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while over the target to win. Fail to land on the target and you will lose. To achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not at the end. Let's go. Put me in, coach. I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm gonna be awful. Yay! Barely any effort, but still achieve success. Woo! Hell yeah. If I was a strategist. Tyler Isbert, thank you for that victory fanfare. That may need some volume lowering. Oh, Jesus. Literally, I forgot that sound existed. And I was like, what? Hello? Did I accidentally open up Final Fantasy? Like, what happened here? And also, Brie, good luck on your job interview. You're gonna absolutely crush it. I believe in you. It would be ridiculous not to hire you. Good luck. Thank you, Tyler's Bird, once again for that victory fanfare. Whew. Now I really just want to play more Final Fantasy. Especially, more particularly, Final Fantasy X and X-2, the remastered ones. Because Ashley Roboto, I think she either is about to or she just finished Final Fantasy X, her playthrough. And it's really kind of got me wanting to play Final Fantasy again. I was in another window. That noise was surprising. Yeah! Sometimes I forget how loud that the sound alerts are. Oopsies. So, there may need to be some volume adjustment. But hey, you get your money's worth. Kind of spooked me for a little bit. Can't play 2? What? Oh, also I did get your whisper, by the by. I'll check that out a little bit later. Okay, anyways. I'm getting so distracted. Y'all are distracting me. Stop it. Stop it. But also all of y'all are cute and great and amazing and wonderful. Moochies. Okay, let's see if we can do this again. Oh, fuck. I missed completely! Damn it! Okay, now I'm doing real bad. Woo! Perfect. This is very hit or miss, and it's getting faster. I don't like this. Nice. Oh, it's still getting faster. It's still getting faster. Okay. That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Wow. Them's fighting words around these parts. Yeah, skill checks? I mostly get those. Mostly. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean...
Come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect.
Okay. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Leah. Number 2 is no number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? Look at that seagull! Distraction! Wow, you ever see a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyway, what were we talking about? Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Leah. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Okay. Good advice. Solid advice. Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. I will fully admit there is no rhyme or reason to the voices I'm giving these people. I'm just kinda sorta trying to make them distinct from each other in some way. Whatever works. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal. And you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull. Uh-oh. He just made a lot of good points. I swear. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. I mean, we were vomiting up bugs and other gross shit. No, wait, you haven't eaten anything, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out.
Oh hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide, narrator to the narrator, the ocean.
Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it.
I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path. Or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse.
Starting scene's over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? Oh god, no! Anything but that! Having to relive scenes! No!
For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that, and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth.
Vague, mysterious. I gotta give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Oh, hell yeah. Nope. God damn it.
Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like.
That's very specific and helpful. You wake up to find Huntress holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Wait, whoa, no, don't do that. Don't pour water into an unconscious person's mouth. Also, why Huntress? Are we going down the Huntress romance path? This is not at all what I intended. I mean, I'm not upset. At least it's not Trapper. But also not what I aimed for. Oh, good! You're okay. Sometimes when I try and care for people, they have a way of ending up less alive than when I started. Yeah, probably would have choked me. Which would be a total bummer if that happened to you. It's been so long since I had a normal, happy, healthy, living person around. Usually, I'm just falling into the same old routine of smashing everyone's heads open with a hatchet before I really get to know who they are as a person. But you're not nearly as scared or too busy writhing in pain to see me for me. Wow, how romantic. Feel nervous in her arms. Not just because they're maybe crushing you a little bit, but because she's beautiful. Ooh.
Who's your mommy?
Mommy. Yes, beautiful, but I was just gonna narrate the fact, not, say it out loud as a single word like some creep. Beautiful mask. Your bunny mask. It's quite gorgeous. Nice recovery. But now that you're awake and talking, you gotta keep this up. Did you make it yourself? You're the first person to ever ask me that. Yes, I did. You seem so quirky and cool. You could do anything. Own an Etsy store, be a doctor. Why is it that you kill people? Huntress sighs. You can practically see the memories flicking. That's all, folks. Try that again. You can practically see the memories flickering across her eyes, but she hasn't tried to kill you yet, so that's a good sign. It was all I was ever taught to do as a young girl, so I thought it was right. Even through the mask, you can see that Huntress is blushing a bit, but it seems like your line of questioning has made her a little nervous. Hey, you didn't eat much at dinner. Want a snack? That depends. Is she the snack? Or is she gonna feed me something icky? She offers you some jerky. Probably human jerky, but her spice game is on point because it smells pretty damn good. We'll be polite. When on Murderer's Island, you might as well eat as the killers do. Plus, you really are hungry. You can chow down on some jerky sensually, right? I'd love some! After a moment of quiet chewing on what you choose to believe is not human thigh meat, you decide to be bold and ask another question. Have you ever been in a relationship before? Dang, you're really going there? You do not play around. Huntress takes a moment to think deeply before answering. I must say, it's quite amusing to see this hulking bombshell get all twisted up with these personal questions. Kudos to you. There was this one deer that looked at me quite provocatively in a clearing once, but that doesn't count, does it? No. You hear the faintest giggles bubble out from behind Huntress's mask. Haha, you're so cute, Huntress. No, it doesn't count. Whoa, what's this? You found something in the sand. Huntress reaches down to pick it up. It's a hair clip. Probably left by some little girl who was playing on the beach. Long ago, who is definitely still alive and not at all dead. Huntress closes the bag of jerky with the hair clip. Seems like she's a little mixed up on how exactly this particular item works. Should you go with the flow or show off some of your knowledge of advanced humaning? Ooh. Let's maybe show her a thing or two. You silly goose. You chuckle before reaching for the bag of jerky. You take the barrette off and collect a lock of Huntress's hair, clipping it back into an attractive swoop. Much better. Huntress is so happy that you taught her something new about human trinkets. She touches the clip in her hair with a shy smile. I guess we're going for Huntress now, and you know what? I don't hate it. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend to each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not a part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No, I was like actually unconscious. No time for excuses! Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, go, go! Once everyone has gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities. And we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story, but story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? I get to pick, don't I? I bet I pick. Oh, great. We have to decide as a group. That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was, passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your neck off so quick, then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Fuck. You can't even get Dwight and Claudette's names right. Fuss and Musser, back on! You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. They actually changed his name tag to nobody. But we still gotta get started on story time. So, Leah, who do you think should go? Ah, damn it, there's a name. Please pick somebody quickly so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Well, I mean, like I said, I originally had my eyes on Spirit, but I think by complete accident, we're kind of going for Huntress Mommy. And not gonna lie, I'm really kind of vibing with her. Especially after the spin the bottle scene where she didn't want to kiss us because she wanted to get to know us better. Like, that's cute as shit. I choose you, Pikachu! I mean, Huntress! Whoa, whoa. This entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will you? Wow. This game is perceiving me far too much, and I don't appreciate it. Huntress steps up to tell her story. The campfire flickers in her faraway eyes. There is a village outside the deep and ominous redwood. No child dared step foot past the threshold of thick trees and brush that separated safety from the unknown.
Into the unknown! Into the unknown! Sorry.
Grown men that ventured in often would never return, and the sounds that echoed out into the village were sometimes inhuman. The women of the town told a story to the young children, hoping that it would be enough to dissuade them from curious exploration beyond the boundaries of the village. Is this just the Huntress's backstory and lore? This feels kind of like the Huntress's backstory and lore. They told of a creature that lurks in the woods, half woman, half beast. Yeah, this is the Huntress. Singing like a siren, haunting, beautiful. Her voice, the last relic of her humanity. It lulls all who hear it into her domain, and not precocious child nor fierce soldier can escape once you are in her clutches. Those who have seen her say she wears a mask of a hair stained with the blood of so many poor souls. The hatchet she wields has been brought down brutally on the skull of many an unsuspecting hunter. The nightmare doesn't end there. For what's a hungry beast do in the frigid winters with nothing but hunter meat to live off of? It is said that the Huntress, as the villagers called her, couldn't bring herself to kill the young girl she came across in the forest. Instead, they'd suffer an even worse fate. Longing for a child of her own, she'd bring them back to her secluded cabin to keep them safe. She'd wrap a tight cord of rope around their necks and affix them to the wall. That way, they'd be warm. That way, they'd be out of harm's way.
Meow! Hello? Excuse me, we're doing spooky story time here. Do you have to interrupt? Are you at least gonna come over here and say hi, or are you just gonna be rude and yell at me from the doorway? Come here. Come here, kitty. Come here. Come on. Come here. Ugh.
Cat break. So has been decided. Oh, are we gonna get a foot kick? Sometimes if you scratch your ear in just the right way, her foot starts kicking. Can we get a foot kick? Give me a foot kick. Thought about it for a second there. No, okay. Well, are you happy with yourself now? You got the attention you wanted. You interrupted my game in our spooky, scary campfire story time. Are you proud of yourself? I hope you are. Go do cat things. Okay. Okay, now. Don't you start! Biscuit's just sitting in his corner eyeing the cat now. Okay. As I was saying, the Huntress would even bring the girls presents. Toys she'd pilfered from other bodies, masks she'd fashioned out of things from the cottage, and little dolls made of grass and twigs. But these toys did nothing to quell the children's fear. Within days, the girls would waste away from starvation and dehydration. For all her good intentions, the huntress had never learned how to care for a human child. You see a tear creep down from underneath Huntress's mask. Suddenly, the most beautiful singing voice you've ever heard fills the air. Oh, Sleep, my darling, tiny one, tucked within your breast so tight, as the old gray wolf will come and grab you by your side. There's a brief moment of silence, and you feel the need to contribute to this stirring moment. Okay, this is obviously a very emotional moment for her. Let's join in the singing. Oh god, okay. He'll snatch you up between his teeth if on bears as you sleep. He'll drag you to the forest deep beneath the quaking. Thank you. Huntress can't believe you know this song. You share an intimate glance across the campfire. Oh, we did a good thing. Oh, fuck. Like, so close your eyes and fall asleep. Count the little woolly sheep. Not so tightly you must keep, or he will come for you. I'm suddenly filled with regret. Song ends and you are both met with silence around the campfire. I love that song. Bayushka, the old Soviet lullaby, right? It is the song my mother used to sing to me before bed every night. But now I must go. The memories, they are too much. Hi, computer. It's good to see you. You come to check out the Yes, this is actually a Dead by Daylight dating simulator. They actually went and did it. Is this really rated teen? I'm pretty sure DBD itself is rated M, but okay. Closed captions can't keep up with your singing. Closed captions can never keep up with me. I'm gonna be honest. They just be slacking. But you know what? That's what happens when we have to rely on third-party extensions. And they aren't just an enabled feature of the website itself. Twitch. Anyway. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because K-pop Daddy shows up and he is blaring his latest song. Oh. We don't actually get to listen to it. Hey, baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I'm the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in an ocean of sardines. Ooh, I do quite like lobster. No one can give you what I can. Okay, I already know I can't romance you, okay? You don't need to rub it in. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Huntress approaches you. Of course you liked my story. Who wouldn't? It had everything. Cute kids, dead men, a huntress. I mean, really, what more could you want out of life? I find that all stories are better with the sound of a burning fire filling the air around you. All the smoke, however, I could do without. I'd rather eat barbecue than smell like it. Let's rinse off all that campfire with a dip in the hot tub, shall we? Uh-oh.
Dipping in hot tubs with the Huntress? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk.
You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. Is this just like generic dialogue for whoever we end up with? Before you run off, I wanted to make something clear. You know that half-woman, half-beast I was talking about in my story? That's me. I'm her. This is brand new, completely unexpected information! Wow! 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 Did y'all see that coming? Wow! My whole world just got turned upside down. Who'da thunk it? Not me, obviously. No way! How cool! Yeah. That's really awesome. Thanks for being vulnerable and telling such a personal story. Huntress faux shyly twirls her hair. Like... Tell the truth. What did you think of my tale? Do I have the makings of a best-selling author, such as the comedic mastermind I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I'm gonna offend somebody. Is that an actual person, though? Hold up. Is this a real person? Russian novelist. Oh, this is an actual person. His literary works explore the human condition in the troubled political, social, and spiritual atmospheres of 19th century Russia. Oh. Oh, he's the guy that wrote Crime and Punishment? Wow! We got a literary babe here. It was a really well-told narrative. Clear beginning, middle, and end. Riveted from the start. Plus the woman in the forest. I mean, you are clearly not the true villain. You were just a traumatized... I'm traumatized. Traumatized child. I mean, accurate. A lot of... Especially for the females... It seems like their backstories are really kind of depressing. for the female killers. Then there's just fucking Trickster who cuts people up with knives just for shits and giggles. Okay, now you're just being a suck-up. Huntress's eyes leer at you from behind her mask. She has had her time in the spotlight and is playing coy now. Call out her tired storytelling? No, let's chuckle awkwardly. You chuckle awkwardly at Huntress's statement of the obvious. Why are you laughing? I can't help but giggle when I'm both about to die and also maybe falling in love. You can't believe how awkward this intimidating woman seems right now. It's actually pretty endearing. You notice the temperature has dropped significantly despite your steamy company. It's a little chilly and your bare shoulders must be freezing. Let's head back to the fire and put me to bed, eh? We hate to intrude on whatever smooth moves were about to unveil themselves, but it's time for bed. Usually nighttime is when I do my best hunting. But after a day like today, even I'm pretty tuckered out. Will I see you tomorrow? Only if I don't see you first. Ha 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 ha. You make a cute little bow hunting motion. Huntress catches the imaginary arrow you shoot in her teeth and then bites down hard, snapping it in half. At least, you think that's what she's doing. It's kind of hard to tell. Good night, my little snack. Oh god, please don't refer to me as a snack after what y'all did to Felix. Please. I'm sure that wasn't a reference to actually eating you. Yeah, see? 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 You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. You look into the crackling embers. You think about Huntress's story of the half-human beast that abducted all those innocent children and attempt to save them that led to their doom. Are you a mistaken prisoner here on this island? Is this your salvation, or will it be your demise? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive, their now familiar creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. Oh. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease? And just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. Okay. Repeat instructions. As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it? I don't know about that. That seems like not a good idea. Let's see what's on this station. Oh. Turn it off. No. No. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Obviously, Huntress. Huntress, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Huntress appears in an instant. You really didn't hear her coming. She's more than happy to tell you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. Ooh. If a Soviet lullaby doesn't work, this special mushroom tea has always done the trick. When I'm not coating the blade of my hatchet in it to ease the passing of my victims, I'm steeping it in a piping hot mug of water. Try it! You do. You finally start to feel sleepy. Except, maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky. By now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd.
The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you like. You'll never get to 100. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to.
What am I up to? This is news to me. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Trapper is sitting beside you, sketching a portrait. Oh, you're awake! I saw you with the Huntress right before bedtime. You should know, they're not what they seem. Not like me, who is obviously completely honest and trustworthy. I was out checking to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my... Actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. Oh. Does he have bear traps laying around? But since I'm here, I'd like to share 2 things with you. 1, I do not take rejection well. 2, the first thing is very important to remember. Were you drawing me? Trapper doesn't answer. You aren't drawing stink lines radiating out from me, are you? Still nothing from Trapper. Look, I'm not an easy guy to get along with. Hey, self-awareness. But I am an easy guy to spend time with. That will make sense if you choose to spend time with me tomorrow. The rest of this scum live like rats. They wouldn't know if a good time... They wouldn't know a good time if I bit them on the ass. Okay? I mean that literally. Point is, if you select me, you're in for a day of luxury, extravagance, and fun. Yes, I said fun. And if I don't pick you, remember what I said earlier, or it might be the last thing you ever forget. But hey, you look tired. Get some rest, sleep. Maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over to the about 15 feet to your left. Finally alone for real this time, maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Oh dear. Wait a second. Where are we? This isn't... Oh, geez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all of the contestants talk directly to the camera. I think today really went well. These were some of my first interactions with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end in bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. So I'm counting today as a win no matter what happens. What do I think of the newcomer? Do I have to say, oh, I do? Attractive, mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was skewered by an elk and I had to wash her entrails off my seraphim. That being said, the other 3 should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I, for one, will not let my guard down easily. Who knows about the others? Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place, but he's a hard nut to crack. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time. Major buzzkill. And Trapper. Ugh, where do I even begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh! Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, and human, and I'm fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. Oh god. Not gonna lie, doing Trapper's voice kind of hurts my throat a little bit. Look, I'm always full of rage. The key is knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I am a master of self-control, and right now I'm using all the self-control I can muster because today was a disaster. Let's just say I didn't love it. Haha, that was funny. Laugh! I said laugh, damn it! Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Oh. Don't tell them, though. I want to lead them on a little more. It will make it that much better for me when they're screaming. Gee, I wonder who I'm going to spend time with tomorrow. Gosh, it sure is a mystery. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or really, invest in something that might hurt me, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just see how it goes. Or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. They seem pretty smart, so that's probably what'll happen. Oh. Wraith, I would love to be your bestie. Not interested romantically, TBH, but I would love to be BFFs with you. I gotta learn to go easier on myself. Who could love me if I can't love myself? I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. Also, when are we getting skins in DBD, like, of all these outfits they're wearing? Because if I could get a spirit skin with this cute-ass robe and bikini with the sun hat, I would become a spirit main like that. I know I already made that joke before with the trickster, but these outfits are all adorable, damn it! If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm gonna get bloody revenge on the society that has used me and thrown me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. Achievement unlocked, still alive! Uh-oh.
I'm in danger.
You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, but there wasn't a
Cloud!
In the sky, no clouds allowed in the sky. Bruno walks in with the mystery.
I'm gonna stop. And you feel great! Totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach? Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why? I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy. Here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Oh. Budgeting issues. Damn it. Behavior. Okay, we need DLC for this game with more killers in it. I'm not saying Trickster has to be included in it, but also if he's not, I'm gonna be out for blood like these killers. Just saying. Also, I am just swamped with engagement, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that! What the hell was that? They don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. And he definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee. And I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yeah. You know the Joker would be the first one in. Well, the Joker's not a DBD killer. Maybe if they could get the licensing for it, they could do... I really feel like the Trickster could have a Joker-inspired skin, maybe. But... yeah, I think... Who else would I really like to see in this game from DBD? Definitely Trickster. Of course. It would definitely have to be non-licensed killers, though. I feel like that would be... I feel like that would cause too many issues. Maybe... I'm almost, just out of curiosity, I kind of want to see Hag. Clown and Blight? Interesting. Interesting choices. Who else? Let me think. Artist would be a good one. Oh my god. I would love to see the artist in here. Maybe Oni? But, I don't know, kind of seems like he would be a little too similar to Trapper. Like, big, muscly, angry boy. I'm mostly just kind of curious about Hag. Maybe also Plague. But definitely Trickster and the artist. I mean, really, just... whoo! Anyway. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise. The type of place you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review to. Not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on?
Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand?
Ooh, that's a good question. This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment.
I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. First letter capitalized like a proper noun. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something. Something of grave importance.
Fine, go ahead.
Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 thumbs up review if it was crafted with love, and or that's the type of thing you're into.
You know what? True. We aren't gonna kink shame here. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist. Artist? Hello? They said it. They said it. They said it. Artist ending when? Artist ending when? Give me the bird, bitch. Give me the bird, bitch. And whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt, constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. Okay, now I'm wondering, are they trying to make excuses for potential bugs in this game? Or the fact that actual Dead by Daylight is kind of, very, unpolished at times. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not be overly critical of them. Oh, damn! They really going straight for the haters on this. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points. I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Yes, I'm not suspicious because there's no option. What an encouraging response! And we are so glad you're not suspicious. Hey, Claudette! Maybe Leah isn't suspicious because they've figured out what they're actually doing here? 0 chance. They're still clicking, even right now, to see how you'll respond. Oh. Hey, look at that! Yeah, they don't know anything. It doesn't matter though, Leah. We're so happy to hear you're having fun. I didn't say I was having fun. We're all having fun, Leah! Do you hear us? We're all having fun! We do need to ask you one more question, though. We all had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? No. No, I will not say anything negative about this island. You have my word that I agree with the terms of this verbal contract. Bastards. Perfect! Delightful.
Excellent.
Damn it. Why do I keep giving the ocean, like, Dark Knight Rises Bane voice? I feel like that's kind of more what it's leaning towards. Yes! Yes! Hey, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games, resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can mean only one thing.
Breakfast.
Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon, and so much for maintaining these beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. I want some pancakes and bacon. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experience. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I can't imagine you could make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Unrelated. Anyone see where I left my cleaver? Haha, just kidding. I always know where my cleaver is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast. Nope. Now Huntress steps up to talk about her feelings. I feel a stirring inside my animal heart. Something I've never felt before. It's almost like the feeling right before I go in for the kill. But softer. Warmer. Sounds like it could be love. Or maybe just indigestion from all that raw beef she had last night. Ah, well, that surely must be it. No one else would really stand up during breakfast and just like that, here comes Spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did, or should I say did not. I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familial revenge thing, and last night was no different. So in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. And now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all while looking cute. Doing so. Slay Queen. Not literally, though. I take it all back. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Ah, perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. Oh, hey. That was fun yesterday, huh? Yeah, I mean, not like too much fun. That would be weird. But like, a good amount of fun. And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep them wanting more. You're getting good at this game. A sexy, true-to-life experience. A shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing? Me? Yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. God damn it, I have to read this out loud, don't I? No. Stick it in there. A little more. A little more. Oh, yeah. That's it. Yes. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now, I want you to take that and put it right... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And just like that. Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even do the... whatever it is they're doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh wow! Look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it! Ah, come on. A little privacy, please. Dwight is panting and Claudette has a crazed look in her eye. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here. And that I could hear you. Well, you know. Know what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing... I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like, fun? You think two people trying to find new ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oh. Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is in our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him? Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard. They get it. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I noted all our entry wounds, and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, you're going to need it. I guess that's like a reference how, no matter how many times you escape or die in actual DBD, you keep replaying the same game again and again. Because it is, technically speaking, lore. Alright. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A tragedy. Shut up, I like it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far, today has been exhausting too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up the sun in a heated pool. Today, you're on a date with you.
Ooh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move?
And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped, like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all. It's... For someone we can't romance, the trickster sure shows up a lot. Hey, babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling? What's that about? Some kind of forced check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy. Kinda lazy. Whatever, though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 p.m. Yep, I do intermittent fasting. You seen my abs, by the way? Oh, baby, you bet your ass I have. Or, you bet your abs I have. Ha 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 ha. Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out. If you play your cards right. I could give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing, you gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat? Threatening but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. Beautiful. He's a psychopath, just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything. And we're not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Well then. Okay. Now that that guy is gone and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by, it's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Ah, yes, Huntress. That makes sense. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that's quiet and out of the way. No one will be able to hunt us. Hear us there. Doesn't that sound intriguing? But immediately a flood of worry, floods your brain. Should you pack a picnic? Bring your swimsuit? A pocket knife? You decide to bring as much as you can. You may have to make a run for it at some point, and you should be prepared. But of course, you washed up on this island with nothing but the clothes on your back, so you've got nothing to gather. Are you really ready for this? They call her the Huntress, not the Hugstress. You look up at this towering goddess, trying to form a sentence when suddenly, before you can decide if you want to go off with her, the spirit interjects. You really think you're going to have fun with her? All the running and wrestling, and not like in the clever double entendre way, but actual physical wrestling. I'm exhausted just describing thinking about it. Listen, you're kind of weird, and I'm kind of weird, and I don't know, I thought maybe you'd want to sit and ignore the whole world together for a while, yeah? Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly, because you can only go on one date today, and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers, but you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because these lemons were poisoned all along! Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be? I do really like that it just gives us these two options because we did kind of make some steps towards each of these at some point. I feel like I'm kind of locked in on Huntress at some point though. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of locked in. I gotta go with Huntress. Whee! Sorry, Spirit Goth Mommy. We'll go with you next time, I promise. You and Huntress make your way to this secluded beach house. Your heart thrums in your chest. Don't look it up. Thrums is a real word. It is. Are these nerves of excitement or terror? Isn't it fun to mix the sexy and the horrifying? Huntress is quiet as a mouse as she guides you through the island forest. You struggle to keep up with her. She moves like a jungle cat, all muscle, and silently leaps across thorny brush. She halts suddenly and you crash into her, having been desperately trying to keep up. You follow her gaze and realize that you've arrived. A cabin in the woods, obligatory in nearly all horror films and stories. And you've come here willingly with a fearsome killer. Great job. The cabin is cozy, but something seems off about it. You can't quite put your finger on what it is. I see bloodstains right here. Is that the off thing? I don't like it. And it's also all boarded up. Huntress stares at you through her bunny mask, cocking her head to the side as if trying to gauge your reaction to her hideaway. Are you going to invite me inside? Why do you need an invitation? Are you a vampire? Ha ha ha! No. Oh. Is it just me or did Huntress seem a little disappointed? Didn't peg her for a lover of the Fang, but hey, I don't judge. Come in, let's explore. Oh my god, I really hope I don't die. You follow her inside. It's creepy, rickety, and definitely not up to code, but it has a certain homey charm. You're quite the decorator. She blushes. Indeed she is. A chandelier made of bones hangs delicately from the foyer ceiling, and a collection of trinkets lines the mantel. Something tells you that the people who once owned these things are not of this mortal coil anymore. Could you be Huntress's next victim? The thought gives you a wicked thrill. Hey, she's looking at you again. What do you think of my collection? Ooh. Look at the stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think
My collection's complete.
I could learn to like this? I could certainly learn to like this. The whole place, it's quite tactile. There's so much to look at. The organized chaos makes me want to craft things with my hands. Ooh, that sounds like a good answer. I knew you'd like it here. You have the eye of someone who appreciates fine stolen things. I can't wait to go treasure hunting with you. We could find so many more goodies on the island. But first, what do you think of the other killers on the island? I mean, Trickster is pretty out there, but everyone else seems like they have interesting backstories and whatnot. A little gossip, huh? What are you playing at? Huntress considers this for a beat. She seems to have two modes, thoughtful and explosive. You hope to never be in the splash zone when the explosive part emerges. Why? Are you jealous? Before you can answer, the house begins to shake. Huntress loses her balance on the termite-infested floor and falls into your arms. You are not mad about it, but before you have time to enjoy taking this moment in... Oh no! It's an attack?! A horde of killer crabs invades through the crevices in the poorly constructed cabin! What? They race at you and Huntress in swarms, clacking their razor-sharp claws at you. You must act quickly! What will you do? Grab a shashka? That sounds like a Russian thing. You quickly reach out and grab a shashka off the wall. Being the highly educated person that you definitely are, you know that a shashka is a Russian sword, not an umbrella or a can of cola or something else like that. Back to back with Huntress, you both hack away at the attacking crustaceans. You manage to slay the majority of the killer crabs. The one you miss goes scurrying away back into their hidey holes. Huntress turns to you with a gaze that's full of passion and intrigue. However, before it bubbles over, she looks away, suppressing this feeling. Is she nervous? Huntress sits down on the wicker couch and begins cleaning the guts off her hatchet. It's an obligatory scene for every killer. You're just happy to not be the source of what she's wiping off. Looks like we're having crab for dinner. Ooh. I do like me some crab. I like shellfish. She doesn't smile at your joke. She has that ponderous look on her face again. You join her on the couch. Man, sometimes those near-death experiences really get me thinking about what I want in life. I think I'd really like to start a family one day. How about you? As long as you're not in charge of childcare. Maybe one day with the right person. Yeah. I mean, it's a life-changing decision. You have to make sure it's right. Huntress smiles coyly. A good answer. You never know what kind of weirdos are out there. What were you like as a kid? You try to imagine this giantess as a meek child in a puffer coat wandering about the forest. Huntress chuckles, her laugh quite cute and soft. I was so innocent. We hunted to survive, then went back to the cottage and Mother would tell me stories, and we'd drink tea and imagine a life far away from the woods. Somewhere like this. I suppose I finally achieved what she always wanted from me, but since coming here, something feels off. It's beautiful and warm, and everyone is so attractive. Like, thirst traps galore. But don't you get the feeling that something is coming for us? Oh no, she's on to you. But on to you about what? Swirling memories rush through your head. Nightmares, visions of a dark cloud. Claudette and Dwight's vacant stares that belie some sort of hypnosis. Quick, validate her theory or try and push it off. No, let's just maybe calm her down. Not really. What? I don't feel that way at all. Everything is perfect here and I know nothing. Nothing. Okay? Nice save. Wouldn't want to derail the mission you're on. Maybe you haven't fooled her after all. Huntress looks at you with a sneer of distrust. No! The newcomer doth protest too much. You're saved from the stress of being stared down by a ruthless Russian woman with a hatchet by... Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt. Again. We have a dramatic announcement! But it needs to happen back at the beach. Damn it. You arrive at the beach and realize you were set up. There's no big announcement after all. Yes, I concur exactly how I'm feeling. Also, thank you, Tyler, for that goat scream. What we have here is a good old-fashioned rivalry. It's true, exactly like that voice that we cannot hear and certainly aren't referencing says. We were forced to interrupt your lovely date by another killer. They are here and ready to make you an offer of love you won't be able to deny. Is it Spirit? I bet it's Spirit. Trapper emerges from the water. Is he in slow motion? He's pure thirst. He's Paul Newman on horseback. He's Denzel on the cover of GQ. Manly manliness brought to life. Also, was he holding his breath under there this whole time waiting for his cue? That's commitment to a bit if I've ever seen it. Ugh. I absolutely do love me some commitment to bits. Heard you've spent the day in a quaint cottage. That's cute. How about a quaint mansion? Or better yet, how about one on each continent? Yes, I'm including Antarctica. I'm really, really rich. Think of how cozy we can get there in a snowy 10-bedroom chateau. One of those pools that is half indoor, half outdoor, but nice and warm throughout. That way you can kill a mama polar bear from the outside while watching her cubs cry over her body from the inside. Oh, yay? Wow, Trapper is the real deal. By real, I do mean really. And by deal, I mean evil. Plus, you don't want to hunt for your food for the rest of your life. With me, you get it both ways. Savagery and someone to clean up after you. Sounds nice, huh? Yeah, no. That life isn't for me, bro. I'm very impressed you can speak with implied quotation marks. Very cool. This guy is a total douche nozzle. Try hard much? He's like the turn-of-the-century Pacific Northwest version of a Wall Street bro. Trust me, it tracks. Wow, this is a lot of millennial speak. Patrick Bateman with a huge chip on his shoulder. You wouldn't go with him if he were brandishing a cleaver at you. Oh shit, he is! Thanks, but no thanks. I'm into a quieter lifestyle. I relish my independence and don't need someone to wipe my butt for me. You run back into the huge arms of Huntress. She hugs you tight. So tight, You think you feel the life leave your body just for a moment, but it hurts so good. You know what? I'm impressed that you stood up to me. I appreciate someone giving me their totally honest opinion, even if that opinion makes me want to carve out your liver. I mean, you did also say in the confessional booth that you literally want to kill me, so you know. And the butt wiping comment, that's not what I meant by clean up after you, but I'm hiring someone to do that for me the moment I get home. Trapper leaves and you turn to Huntress, walking in slow motion back into the water. Pretty weird. He's just gonna stay in there all night? Shall we continue our date? Wow, so we really had an opportunity to switch sides. Huntress leads you back to her cabin. You thought you'd remember the way, but it's like the forest has completely changed. Nothing is familiar. Better not get lost out here. Can you believe that guy? Classic Trapper. Pulling a move like that? I'm so glad you chose me, though. I don't think we've explored all there is between us yet. She winks a bunny-masked eye and scoops you up onto her back. Huntress runs through the woods with you piggyback riding her. Oh my god, Twilight. Better hold on, Spider Monkey. The wind ruffles your hair. Animals clear a path for the mighty woods woman as she races by like the lead from that famous teen vampire drama and that one scene where he calls her Ah! This game literally knows me! This game literally knows my heart and soul! I don't know if I like that! It was cute at first, but now I'm a little concerned. Huntress doesn't call you that. Whee! Eventually, she gently lowers you to the ground and you take in your surroundings. A wooded clearing in the forest. Huntress prances about like a deer in a meadow. I'd like to come here sometimes to clear my head and hack up a few cute woodland creatures. Foxes are my favorite to slaughter. They think they are so cute and sly, but I see right through them. They're just assholes. Great with hot sauce. Huntress hears rustling and darts off to find its source, crouching down low like an animal. Now you're alone in the middle of the forest. Which way did you come from again? No idea. Your sense of direction is all off. A mellifluous voice, wow, really bringing out those SAT words, floats through the air, landing upon your ears like syrupy honey. Come find me! Oh god. We have a minigame now? Oh shit. Fuck. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, but it's getting faster now. Shit. Again, not bad. Oh, it's still faster. Okay. Perfect! Yes! Oh god, why do we gotta do it again? Shit! Fuck. Not bad. Oh, it's still faster. Yes! Perfect! Tag! You bob Huntress on the shoulder when you find her. She high-fives you. You trying to date this young lady or just bro down all day? ¿Por qué no los dos? You're so good at hiding. I'm having a real blast. Thanks. They say it takes 10,000 hours of practice to get good at something. Hey, they do say that. That was fun, huh? I keep trying to just relax and have a good time, but that's really hard for me. Anytime I let my guard down, something terrible happens. Okay, we're not gonna say what about if we let our pants down because she's trying to be vulnerable. Do we want to press her? Or just go along with what she's saying? I'm curious. Like what? Sometimes I find young girls in the woods. Little perfect angels that need my protection. But if I turn my back for a moment, they wind up dying. Well, maybe, feed them? At least. That got dark, but you feel like Huntress wouldn't admit this to just anyone. Oh look, Claudette and Dwight are back. Okay, we swear we are here for a good reason this time. Yeah, no one is manipulating us this time. It's just time for dinner. Come get some grub. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No. You are really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry. I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we cram them all on screen at the same time again, so just believe me. They're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. Fair. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderer's Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank. Ooh. You know what? Not bad. Rare. Salt, pepper, no sauce is allowed, and serve it with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Okay, so far, I'm taking notes down for Seth. Wraith likes vanilla ice cream, swirled with pain, and he likes broccoli. These are important details. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure, but how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Let's tell of our brush with death. Today was nuts. We went to Huntress's secret cabin and killer crabs attacked us. It's true. I'll fall asleep tonight to the delicious sound of crunching crustaceans. That would never happen. That would never have happened on my yacht. I grind them up. Much more satisfying way to kill crabs. At least those kinds of crabs. I have a little comb for the... I have a little comb for the other kind. Ew, he's talking about STDs. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they're all very tired. No, wait, no, sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica, not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetite. Don't you mean bon? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Sure, we'll say thank you. Your top-notch service is much appreciated. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. You can go willingly, or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. I want some cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb?
Yes, and I immediately regret how I did.
Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes, because of childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, if only to get away from Wraith's complaining. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Also still very eerily quiet. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh. Oh, cool, and now everyone is looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story? Or we could play charades? Boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. See, even they don't know what it's officially called. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoots lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Oh, oops, I accidentally skipped. Something spirit's angry and annoyed. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and it doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Leo was just about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Sure. I'm game. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Adventure. Alright, you like your Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movies? How about some adventure? Now we're talking. It's not my favorite, but I respect your choice and will nod politely. You don't have to say that, Wraith. Just nod politely. Okay, ready? Here goes. I really like to go fishing. Solid hobby. Great foundation for a story, for sure. You pause. Everyone is waiting with bated breath. No pun intended. Oh wait, that's it? Not much of a story. Barely even a thought. My pun was better than that story. You sure that's all you have to say? No. No, I was kidding. So what type of story do you want to tell? Personal? I'll get a little personal now if that's okay. Those types of tales are the best and often the most sad. It's a bit of a love story. Is it about two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon the same wily Wolverine? Or about a deranged killer who makes the only woman who ever believed in him witness a display of shocking violence? Wow. Just Trickster poking his head up back there. Not quite. Wait, I thought we had no memories. It's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting. She'd been dragged there by some friends. Oh. He just leaves. They couldn't have been more different, and yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. Bit too soon to know if you could trust someone, don't you think? God damn it. What's happening with my mouse? Wraith said it's sweet. Okay. Exactly. I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with someone. Love could spark from a look across the campfire. Now you've got their attention. Each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Quite alarming, actually. Except for Trickster, who has headphones in and is loudly playing his own music to drown you out. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end it there. So who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. Huntress, obviously. Huntress, you seem raring to go. Let's hear from you. Sure thing! My neck of the woods isn't wanting for horrifying mythology. Mother once told me a story of a young man who was traveling back home after the war. Which war? Doesn't matter. I just wanted some backstory details to paint a picture. I'll paint a picture if you want. Trappy Daddy's got an artistic side. First he was sketching earlier, now he's talking about painting? The man was lost and running out of food rations. He stopped for the night underneath a majestic birch tree. That's when he saw the woman, naked, skin glistening in the twilight glow. Hot, I'm invested. They sang a haunting melody as they made their way downhill towards the inviting lake. Enchanted by the music, the young man followed the parade of beautiful women until they stopped in a clearing next to the water. They turned to him and smiled. One woman with long red hair stepped forward and reached for his hand. The others began to play music. Are these like harpies or sirens or something? Flutes, lutes, tambourines. The melody was intoxicating. The man's feet began to move beneath him. He was dancing, moved by the magical music of these mysterious women. Twilight darkened into night and the man grew weary. But when he tried to still his moving feet, he found that he could not. Help! I cannot stop dancing, he cried to the nearest woman, a slender woman with green hair. She drew near to him, and he saw her features distort into something horrific. She was bloated, an eye hanging from one socket, skin the color of algae, a Rusalka, her true self. You'll never stop dancing, she screeched to him. Oh dear God, that face. My sisters and I were drowned in this lake by men of your regiment. Consider this your punishment. The man cried out, but it wasn't me. Someone must pay, the Rusalka said, her voice filled with briny malice. And so the man danced and danced until his bones broke and his heart gave out. The dance of death. A silent beat as everyone takes in this macabre ending. But it's not all bad. Rusalkas are also fertility goddesses. If a lady had stumbled across them, she would have been blessed with a fruitful womb and probably some candy for the road. Damn, does she really think that's a happy ending? I want what Huntress is having. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that, we don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay, you have fun tonight and not try to, wink wink, end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking. Not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She doesn't really belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in! What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns, things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could? Just you and me. On those spindly legs, you'd probably tire before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded Leah's after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. I mean, she did carry us on her back earlier, Edward Cullen style. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on? Or just me? Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you. For the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives. Or, you know, some special projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening activity? I'm just saying you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderer's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, ugh, that guy. What do you mean? Huntress, duh. Huntress? You know, I had the feeling you'd pick me. You've got good taste, and I don't just say that because I'm considering eating you. Huntress licks her lips as she eyes you up and down. You've never felt like a literal piece of meat this much in your life before. What have you gotten yourself into? Let's go over to the bar. I'm going to make you into something special. Make me into... I don't like where this is going. Maybe I should have picked someone else. You and Huntress whisk yourself away to the bar, and when you arrive, you find an arrangement of arts and crafts supplies? And are those taxidermy tools? Cool. Are you freaking out? I'm not freaking out. You wonder what's going on through Huntress's head. Though she is bubbly and enthusiastic, you're always terrified she might snap. Something on your mind? She smiles. Drink this! Oh, it's one of those fruity drinks we got earlier. At least it's not the paralysis tea. Huntress hands you a seemingly normal tropical cocktail. If one were to drug you into some sort of state in which you could be operated on, these flavors would certainly hide the poison. You look around and consider what else there is to live for besides becoming Huntress's little toy, and the conclusion is... bombs away! You pound the drink. It's quite nice. I've been thinking about making you a present, a mask. Would you be into that? Oh, yes, please. Yes, of course. I've always admired yours. What would you like? And it can't be a dog, even though I know you like them. There was this ex, they were really into Dobermans. Like, too into them. It's a long story. Okay. Well, I don't want to copy her style. The rabbit mask is all hers. Anglerfish, I don't know about that. Let's go with a fluffy cat mask. Just like the fluffiest white cat, bleh, bleh, bleh. Just the fluffiest white cat mask. Like marshmallow level fluff, you can barely make out any features. What the fuck? What the fuck? Meow. Okay, I guess I asked. Well, I know what I'm going to be working on tonight. All alone. In my skimpy pajamas. Huntress winks at you. Should we just, like, get out of here? These drinks are making me pretty sleepy. Should we just, like, get out of here? Or maybe go get directly into your bed? No, that's not how tonight goes. I mean, it's not how it's supposed to go. Not yet, at least. Haha, you kooky kids.
Soon.
God damn it, everyone in this island is a cock block. Huntress, you've got lots of hobbies. Why don't you share something with us that you're passionate about? Is something less deadly than throwing axes or chasing survivors? Maybe. Just a thought. Making more masks? Or wait, making matching gloves. No, you little joker. I'm thinking of a different type of making. Making our victims die fast, medium, or slow deaths, depending on the mood we're in. It's another round of be careful what you wish for on Murderer's Island. Dwight, I need your help. Doing something in a different place entirely. You've read my mind. Meet you there. I'm talking about mycology. You know, mushrooms. I've picked a lot of them, and I'm very familiar with which ones make for great soup base and which ones make you super dead. I'll show you 2 mushrooms. You point at the one that's safe to eat. Okay, that sounds easy enough. Ooh. Okay. Now, this is either meant to be one of those super obvious things, or they're gonna trick me, making me think this is the safe one because this one is all scary looking, but this one is actually the safe one. I'll pick this one. Correct! It's called a Black Trumpet A, and it's it's delish! Next up, this one is very easy. I'm sure you'll nail it. Point at the one that won't result in almost instant death if you eat it. That one. Ruh-roh, you would have just eaten a deadly dapperling, which has a name that is both adorable and, well, deadly. Adorable and deadly. You know anyone like that? Ha ha ha. Final question. Which will make you jump for joy, and which will make you vomit until you die? That one. Correct! That's a green cackling russula. Sure, it might look moldy, but I guess you shouldn't judge a mushroom by its gross green cap. Not everything is exactly as it appears at first glance. That was fun, right? I like flexing a little more than just my biceps for you. Alright, let's see here. Tabulating your answers, and... not great, not all wrong, but it only takes 1 poisonous mushroom to put you down for good. Guess you'll just need to keep me around so you don't shove anything deadly in your mouth. Huntress claps her hands giddily. I appreciate you spending time with me tonight. I know the other killers are all very alluring in their own way. It means a lot that you'd spend time with a forest bumpkin such as myself. You're no bumpkin. You're a strong, independent woman. Don't demean yourself. Huntress leaps on you, knife to your throat. I'll demean myself if I want to. Okay. Okay. Some people are into humiliation kinks. Okay. That's fine. She's angry but also turned on. This is pretty hot. Not gonna lie, I kind of thought I just got myself killed. We're here! Claudette and Dwight are gathering everyone together on the beach. Typical. Exactly what the voice said. I'm telling you, and I'm being honest, that you're the only one who can hear me. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it was? Oy. Feels like I've been here a lot longer than that, actually. It's so late that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that you, can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl. You know, the 4 types of people. There's a lot of typos in this. Anyway, everyone is gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Leah chooses. Who's ready for a round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you all about the dream date they have planned for you tomorrow. In no particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Trapper, why don't you go first? You think you deserve it. Even if, in this case, it's a subtle dig. Stop talking. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable, not only in polite society, but within the narrative of this in-world event, and also the larger meta-narrative of a Dead by Daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why, yes, thank you. I'd love to. So, Leah, you're thinking of picking me? Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished. And rewarded? Tomorrow will suck. Probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. But I can tell you this much. I'm hiding a secret on the island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. And if you like Trapper, you're gonna love it. And if not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident, sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Hit us, Spirit. Figuratively. Damn it, Dwight. You gotta watch your words with these people. Tomorrow, you'll spit in the face of God, die, and be reborn anew. That's it? If you're not intrigued by that, I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper or dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what those guys do all day. Do you want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them! Okay then, so hydrate tonight if you intend to hang out with Spirit. Sorry. Anyway, Wraith? Well, I don't know. I'd really prefer to just tell Leah privately. I don't really know how that's going to work with these game mechanics. What if you just whispered it to Leah? Wraith considers this for a long moment. Too long. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice to a barely audible whisper. Tomorrow, we have to find my bell. He's lost his bell! And then I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special. The kind of thing where we will really bond. And maybe finally getting off this island. And maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods, proud. Great! Huntress, why don't you take it from here? Tomorrow morning, I'm planning on a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing! Go away! Then boy, oh boy, I've got such an adventure planned. It involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure we looking for? Guess you'll have to pick me to find out. Let me tell you, it's primo stuff. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to start preparing because it's clear that you're already going to pick me. I mean, obviously. Confident, mysterious, I like it. And time's up, everyone. Gosh, you'll need to dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Now go dream about all these swoon-worthy options so that you're ready to make a choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Oh gosh, how could we forget? Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of a psychological break. And giving them a little push. Hold up, this has been a survival dating competition parody the entire time, and I'm just now finding out about it? Come on, the signs were there, you just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer's Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Oof. It's like a butchering, but it hurts everyone worse.
If you can't kill a killer, but can you break their hearts? Do you dare to even try?
You mean... That's right, tomorrow one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it gonna be? But why? Because it's dramatic? Because it's surprising? Because it's a classic reversal of fate? And it will hurt someone's feelings. Someone dangerous. What's it gonna be, champ? What's your thought process here? Trapper seems like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats, and I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. Eek, if you get rid of Wraith, he might cry. And although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress? She might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss. So which sociopath are you going to eliminate? I could be a real dick and eliminate Huntress, but I think we'll go with Trapper. See ya, Trapper? This was very simple. Trapper, you scare the living shit out of me. You are eliminated. That's fair. Honestly, though, I don't care. You suck. But not in a good way. You bore me, you personality-free maggot. It wouldn't even be fun to kill you. Which I was totally going to do tomorrow the first chance I got, so really, this is a win-win for both of us. Still might kill you, though, out of principle for eliminating me. Sleep with both eyes open and have fun on your date tomorrow. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you've left behind. Because, of course, they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Leo when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our eliminated player home with... Could I get the trickster body pillow? I mean, honestly, forget love. I don't need it. Just give me the trickster body pillow. Their own, mostly new trickster body pillow. The next best thing to the real trickster. It might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try and stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right. It's Dwight tested. Claudette approved. I hope you sleep well tonight, Leah. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by.
How can you sleep tonight, knowing what you'll do tomorrow?
I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know those two. Schedule, schedule, schedule. Wow, what a crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know it was that kind of game. Let's check in with everyone, especially with our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. I can't help it if I have thick arms and legs that go until they stop. I knew we had a connection from the moment I saw them through my mask. You can never be sure what's going on in the newcomer's mind, but I like my odds for tomorrow. It's so fun hunting for love and not for food or vengeance for a change. I don't really know what's happening here. I honestly haven't been paying attention. Oh, Leah, sorry, I forgot. I'm focusing on other things. More important things. One way or another, I won't be here for much longer. Angry ellipses. I don't handle rejection well. At least I don't think I do. No one has ever been dumb enough to reject me before. Yeah, the more I think about it, the angrier I'm getting. And I'm a giant rage monster, so everyone in this room should be scared right now. Turn the camera off. Did I think there was a chance I might get eliminated? Yeah, I did. Did I care if I got eliminated? Not even a little. Does the volume of each words Does the volume of words I spend talking about how much I don't care about things signify a deeper yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not a part of anything, you feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing is pretty cute, though. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. NGL, kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd definitely be down with a reality show style dating competition with survival elements. But I got my new album, upcoming tour, finalizing the new sneaker line, producing a limited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app, and doing those private gigs over on IP Island. Ugh. Ew, NFTs and crypto. I don't like Trickster anymore. No. You were so close and yet so far, baby. My dudes, you gotta come check this out. IP Island, it's dope. It's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed. No legal drama. Lawyers? Take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them. Don't worry. I'm talking your favorite. I'm talking your favorite established characters from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them. Like Ghost, don't you say it! Look, we get it. You're very popular and in demand, but we have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface! Come on! Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, Leah. You too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yes, seriously, they do not pay me enough to deal with you people.
Is it my turn?
What? No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair?
What's a chair?
It's the thing you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew.
Okay, rude.
Fine, let's just get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in.
Check-in? I was just looking for the bathroom.
Bathroom? Are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. The Ocean needs a bathroom. Okay.
It's okay. Never mind.
Never mind? What does that mean? No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be confessional time for literally every character in this game. It's okay, we don't have to confess anything. We've just been working our asses off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the Ocean just peed on it. How is that You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh, great. What's it gonna be? You ate glue in the 2nd grade? You cheated on an algebra test once? Watching Trapper get eliminated was the first time in this unending spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I felt even a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, this sun, these sweet sugary drinks. It sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity? The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls. It's like a crescendoing song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from this existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. Please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I'll have to wake up. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? You let the camera roll long enough, someone is bound to say something crazy. Anyway, Seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow's gonna be a doozy. The trickster body pillow doesn't exist yet. Oh. Soul crushing. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which it's sort of okay with. You pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. Is that look on their faces excitement? Terror? You notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been infected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. It has happened here before, but it's probably the love thing. It's time! Claudette gestures over to the beach where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Literally, I just started watching Survivor. This game knows me on a level that I'm starting to become kind of uncomfortable with. Suddenly, the message is clear. You're going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half-assed cameos in this show. I'm gonna chew his agent out. But before they walk you over for your big moment, don't think we haven't noticed how kind you've been to us, Leah. It can't be easy being thrown onto a mysterious island for seemingly no real reason, surrounded by terrifying killers who trying to manage your most primal impulses. Murder and making out. And you've kept a cool head and treating us, your friendly island hosts, with dignity and respect. So don't tell anyone we told you this, but Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially. Just a little hint for you going forward. Don't try to go all the way with a killer who isn't into you. Relationships are two-way streets. And if you don't have a green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. The friend zone? That doesn't sound so bad. Where do you think you are exactly? Dead by Daylight doesn't do friends. There are killers, there are survivors, and I'm afraid we can't say more. Okay, so who's into me? Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially again. Well, I have seen sparks flying between you and Huntress. Yeah. I saw her whittling a little figurine of you last night while everyone else was asleep. So are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad. We're on a schedule. Baz, hi! Hello, welcome on in! My fellow 100 streamer 2K-a-thon contestant, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing so very swell. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And my voice kind of needed a little bit of a break. There's so much reading at this. Bleh. It was nice to sleep. Oh, I'll bet it was. See, that's the thing. Even though, I was eliminated the first night with the entirety of the reshuffled room 3, I got to sleep in my own bed. Like, I had a little setup back here in the corner. It was like a pile of blankets and pillows and shit. Would have been so uncomfortable. I would have done it, but my spine may have suffered a little. So, at least I got to sleep in a real bed. But I hope you're doing swell and recuperating nicely, getting your rest on, getting some good food. Okay. Let's go declare our love for a psychotic serial killer. You make your way over to the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their backs. It's been quite the 24 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air. And I'm not just talking about this rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for our newcomer to confess their love. Oh, wait! I have to do a drum roll for this! No, you don't, but who cares? Who do you choose for your solo date? And can we at least do the flower thing? Dwight, I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing. The thing where the suitor gets a flower as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Oh, that reality show that people hate watching. Yeah, I also watch the Bachelor franchise. It's, okay. Listen. It's trashy reality TV. I know that. But trashy reality TV has been my guilty pleasure for a long time. Like, I used to watch the shit out of VH1 reality shows, like Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, all the of loves. Like, that was my jam. Just don't get me started. Oh, right. I suppose, but there's no roses. They're such a cliche at this point. Well, that's good, because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an ouchie, so I settled for these. Ooh, beautiful. You've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. I hope Dwight saves some of these for Claudette. They're a thing, right? Are you getting that vibe too? Just me? Sorry. You've got other things to think about right now. Who do you select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? Trapper's gone. Get shit on. Obviously we're gonna go with Huntress. I mean, she wasn't who we were originally going to go for. But I feel like fate has really brought us together and it's worked out in a very special way. And I think we could really make some magic happen if you, catch my drift.
You're a thirsty bitch.
Let's go! You turn to Huntress. She's never looked more appealing. Her kaftan dress ruffles behind her in the light morning breeze. A seagull lands on her shoulder like she's a beachy cartoon princess. Oh god, please don't kill the seagull. Oh no, I know it. She snaps the seagull's neck and stuffs it somewhere under her flowy dress. Probably to save it for lunch. She can't help but hunt. Huntress, I choose you, Pikachu! No, wait, I already made that joke. We can't repeat bits here. Let's spend the day together and see if we think a future is possible for our love. Me? Really? Huntress throws her hands up in the air like a bear and gallops towards you. At first, you think she might swipe at you with her gigantic hands and knock the life out of you. Instead, she scoops you up into a hug and takes her place at your side. And she just stuck her tongue out at all the other killers. Sometimes the immature move is the right one. I don't hate it. It's sure to be a fun day. We'll just be here, not getting to really participate even though survivors matter too, while you go off and have a grand old time. Survivors matter too? Are they commenting on how everyone's like, oh, think of the killers and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, just Claudette and I hanging out, no one competing for our love, wondering what we did in a past life to end up embroiled in this unrelenting misery, but go! Have a blast! Okay, Dwight. Oh my god, we really did steal Trapper's yacht. Huntress eagerly leads you to the yacht to begin your romantic day together. You have to admit, warm, salty air on your skin, the sound of crashing waves, this is a pretty perfect morning. Just you and Huntress.
Hey, cuties.
Ah, Ocean's here too.
Did you know that I'm teeming with flesh-eating bacteria and dead bodies?
That pesky Ocean, always killing the vibe. You turn to Huntress. You sure you're okay here on the ocean? I know you don't like to be out in the open. Something about being here with you makes me feel safe. You both sit down at a beautifully set table on the deck of the boat. A wide spread of mouth-watering breakfast goodies are arranged in front of you. Oh, I would kill for some breakfast food right now. Stop making me hungry. We're not done yet. And can we get you anything? You look a bit green. I get extremely seasick. And Trickster replaced all the island's Dramamine with party drugs. So... Wait, how did they get here? Are they just on the beach consoling the rejected killers? Are there more than 2 of them? You motion one of them over. Oh, we'll both take a screwdriver. Hold the orange juice. Isn't that just vodka then? Like straight vodka? Of course. Hey, can you play this particular song for us? Set the mood. You hand Dwight a piece of paper with a song title written on it. Sure, though I doubt Trapper has it in his vinyl collection. Soon, the haunting melody of Huntress's mother's lullaby streams through the yacht's expensive stereo system. The boat rocks as though to the rhythm of the song. The eerie, melancholy mood is really quite romantic. Breakfast has never been this intimate. You reach out to touch Huntress's hand when suddenly a loud bellow scares you. You knock your freshly poured flute of straight vodka onto the pristine deck. It's Trapper! He's screaming at us from the beach. Look how tiny he looks from all the way out here. Oh God, poor guy. We rejected him and we stole his yacht. He's just not having a good day. Huntress squishes his head between her fingers like a child and giggles. Oh, like... Beep, beep. I totally do that. Why am I vibing with Huntress so much? Damn you both! The chairs you're sitting in are worth more than your lives! Get back here! He's not wrong. Hey, Claudette, take us out farther. Aye, Captain. Can she drive a boat? Yes, we'll find out. Alone again. Nothing but the caw of a seagull and the ominous shadow of a creature lurking beneath the waves? I have something for you. For me? Huntress reveals a package wrapped in a bloodied apron. You clap your hands like a kid on their birthday. Her playful attitude is rubbing off on you. I made that mask you asked for! I almost forgot, but I bet you didn't. This is the whole reason you pursued the Huntress, I bet. Definitely to get a mask of your own. No other reason. Here you go! It's perfect! You sure about that? It certainly was a choice! You both laugh. You tossed the mask off the yacht? Good call. The whole time I was making it, I was like, this is too weird. No amount of blood is ever gonna make it look cool. Fine. Maybe we should have gone with the anglerfish. Let's go back to my place. She downs her screwdriver. Literally just like a shot of vodka. The tension is palpable as you enter the cabin. You could cut it with a hatchet. Heh. Give me a break. It's day 3 of killer jokes. A narrator only has so much mojo. Huntress sits you down at the cluttered table in the kitchen. You notice the bloodstains that have crept into every nook and cranny of the wooden planks. What poor creature died on this table? Did they suffer?
What do you care if they suffered?
Get back in the ocean, Ocean. Stop backseat omniscient narrating. Stay here. Don't move a muscle or I'll hear it. I can hear any mammal's tendons creak as they stretch. It's a gift and a curse. I'll be right back. Alone in the cabin. What to do, what to do. Tidy up. I don't like either of these options. Because freaking out, obviously, that's not great. But if we tidy up, that could ruin the whole feng shui that she's been going for. I don't know, maybe the best option is to tidy up? Clean up, everybody do your share. You half expect a flock of adorable birds and cute little mice to come sprinting in and help you, but They don't, because this isn't some fantasy. This is gritty. This is real. Plus, I'm pretty sure she kills all the adorable birds and cute little mice. So you put around the room by yourself, organizing Huntress's varied trinket collections. Old bottles over here, discarded vintage doll parts over there, various keys that don't open anything in particular. Doesn't she have a drawer filled with these? Everyone has a drawer like that. I call that the fuckery drawer. Got all the shit that I don't know where else to put it. Then you lay a blanket down in front of the fireplace. For no reason. No reason at all. You're certainly not imagining all the naughty things that could go down on such a blanket. What's that in her strong yet delicate hand? You reach out for her, longing to stroke her blood-matted hair and scratched-up shoulders. I thought we could get warm by the fire. She wags a finger at you, a bunnylicious smirk on her face. Not so fast! So, I have a favor to ask. The other killers stole some of my things. I think they're just jealous of my awesome collection. They're so petty sometimes. We're talking about some of my favorite things. Some things that have special meaning to me. Maybe to this island. But hey, we do all prey on innocent victims for a living. I can forgive petty theft. But I do still want my stuff back. For a living? Does somebody pay her to do this? That'd be a twist. But more importantly, why am I still trying to untwist all this ridiculous lore? I gotta learn to go with the flow like you do. The thing is, they'll totally freak out if they catch me trying to steal my stuff back from them. I was thinking, maybe you could be the one who went and got it all back for me? I'll follow close behind just in case anything too terrible happens, but you gotta lead the way. Huntress coyly drags her toe across the floor beneath her. Her legs are so powerful, she practically rips up a floorboard. What do you say, hero? I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning night light. Yeah. How dare those monsters? Of course I'll help you. Globetrotting treasure hunt on the level of a Nicolas Cage masterpiece. You can definitely count me in. Let's go. I'll be your guardian angel. You never know when those other killers might pop up. You grab Huntress by the hand and practically trip over your own feet on the way out the door. It feels good to have a quest. Thrilling. But part of you is wondering just how quickly you can get through this and impress Huntress. Soon she'll take you in her yoked arms, and you'll swoon. Your childhood crush on Popeye is making more and more sense. Where do you want to start? Oh dear. There are 4 killers who have stolen from Huntress. I'm guessing that includes Trickster? You're not going to let them get away with it. Which one will you investigate? Ooh. Go to Trapper's Cave, Spirit's Lighthouse, Wraith's Cosmic Dump, or Trickster's Stage. Ow. Let's start with Trapper. There are 2 ways to get to Trapper's Cave. Due to the whole, trap-based character theme he's got going on, you can rest assured that either one or both of these pathways is filled with traps. You turn to Huntress for advice, but she only giggles and shrugs her shoulders. You're on your own, it seems. Let's go underground tunnel. Sounds secretive. No one can stop you if they can't see you. That said, no one can rescue you if they can't hear you scream. And nobody will need to waste time burying you if you're already underground when you die. But you're not gonna die, are you? Surely a dimly lit tunnel like this must be rife with traps. However, you manage to make your way along, distinctly uncaught by any traps, rusty, bare, or otherwise. I got this. You're doing great! You're not at all afraid? Who, me? Nah, I gotta say, this is up there among the nicest, damp, and seemingly abandoned tunnels I've ever wandered through. Look, it even has lights! Inspired by Huntress's bravery, you dig deep inside yourself and summon courage of your own, which is good because you're going to need it if you're going to head through that very murdery-looking passageway ahead. You enter into a humid, shadowy cave. Dripping water echoes all around you. Definitely not cozy like the cabin you left behind. I don't know, it looks pretty nice. You wonder, how deep does that pool of shiny water go? Let's get this over with. When your eyes adjust to the darkness, you see Trapper. He leans against the wall of the cave like a detective in an old film noir. I knew you'd come. Trapper, get out of our way or I'll skewer you and serve you for lunch. You're wasting your time. You'll never find what you're looking for. Unless what you're looking for is a minigame! What? A minigame? How unexpected. How playful. How about you play it right now? Find Huntress's lost shiny thing. Heal them eyes. You're on the hunt now. Okay. Oh dear. Here we go. Yes! Absolutely perfect. Wait, that's the gold coin we got before. Oh god, we gotta do it again. Okay, not bad, not bad. Perfect. Ah, shit. This. Oh god. Oh. Oh, god damn it. End my suffering, please. Okay, not bad, not bad. You did it! You found my lost shiny object. I'm so grateful I could kiss you right now, but I won't because I'm pretty sure it didn't actually leave and he's still over in that shadow watching us. Later, Trapper, you thieving little perv! Hey, that's not fair. I'm huge. Come on, Leah, let's hurry to the next place. You found Huntress's shiny thing, and... well, I think it's just a regular old pen, but we don't need to point it out. She's happy. And isn't that all that matters? That's an entire bang in one day. Mistakes were made. You've been to Trapper's dank little hideaway, but there's no need to go back there. Which one will you investigate? Spirit's Lighthouse. We'll just go down the list, I think. This place is spooky as heck. Wasn't the beach sunny and beautiful just a moment ago? Yeah? You're telling me that your precious shiny object thing is up there? Pretty great, right? Finally, a good chance to activate these quads. You don't get legs like this from standing still. But you already know I love a good workout. Running, jumping, climbing, roughhousing. Ooh. Get that damn shiny thing before your immeasurable horniness melts your brain and it runs down out of your ears already. Yeah, I called it out. It's obvious to everyone. Just own it. So, shall we? Inside the lighthouse, it's so dark that you can barely see the step in front of you. But that's okay, because you've got about 100 stairs to practice getting the hang of this in the dark. However, something about this gloomy place is really wearing you out and messing with your otherwise happy, horny aura. You can practically feel your mood going down, down, down as you climb up, 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 higher into the lighthouse, before you finally arrive at the top. Spirit, you're looking pretty pleased with yourself. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of this whole being dead thing. Did you totally get sadder the closer you got to the top of the tower? That was me, baby. I've got to share the wealth, and by wealth I mean unending despair. You're probably here for one of your precious shiny things that I've stolen. Good luck finding it. I'll be over here reading if you need me. Let's find the shiny thing. Anything to brighten the mood in here. Okay, let's go. We gon' do it. We're pro gamers. Pro gamers. Yes! Pro gamers! Yes. Wonderful. Okay, that was almost terrible, but we did it! You're totally going a long way to prove your dedication to me. You know I noticed, right? I could see a raccoon lick itself from 200 yards away in pitch darkness. I definitely see you working that little butt off for me. Little butt? Okay. I'm not gonna violate Twitch TOS, but ma'am, I have a dump truck of an ass. Excuse you. Oh my god, I have a little Sharky bottle opener too, and it's purple! Shiny thing, get! You found a bottle opener? Really? This is a fancy item? Whatever. You're a real team player. Hey! No! Stop! Spirit doesn't even look up from her book. I think you'll be fine if you just peace out. Okay. Cosmic dump. When you arrive at Wraith's oddball hangout zone, you immediately understand why they call it the Cosmic Dump. They being me-obs. It's as if there are items and elements from all over the universe in this space. Also, it's a damn mess. But it's undoubtedly a special place. The very air you breathe makes you feel that you're part of something much, much larger. I'm going to go hunt us some lunch while you find the object. You'll know when you see it because it's extremely shiny. Ah, how long have you been standing there? Are we really ever there? I don't have time for your existential crisis today, Wraith. Huntress and I are totally gonna get it on soon. I think. I hope. Look, I need to find a special object you have hidden here. You stole it from Huntress and she knows it. So, you're trying to figure this whole thing out too, huh? Come check this out. Bit of a subject change, but sure. Wraith we're dealing with, after all. Wraith leads you to a telescope. Through it, you can see a far-off island in the distance. Ooh, is that IP Island? Holy smokes! Is that... Sorry, I actually have no idea what that is. Would you mind filling me in? It's IP Island, where all the coolest killers from intellectual properties that we're legally obliged not to mention by name hang out and party with Hollywood celebs and Silicon Valley moguls. That's not even all. Zoom in. Over there. Is that Ghostface? I said not to name them! Ah, geez, now I'm gonna have to clear the rights. You have no idea how much my lawyer charges by the hour. I mean, Trickster already named him earlier. It's fine, probably. I'm sorry, he just kind of popped up. I mean, he's sneaky like that. I'm telling you, something crazy is going on here. I'll have you know, I wasn't trying to steal anything from Huntress. I was just looking for answers. But, also, occasionally losing said answers. Yep, that's right. The thing you're looking for. I can't actually find it, so good luck, I guess. Oh boy, a minigame. Haven't seen one of those before in the past 10 seconds. Woo! Let's go! Whoa! We're to breeze through this. We're doing great. We're pro gamers. What? Okay, not terrible, not terrible. Okay, great. Okay, not bad. You see an old pair of glasses on the ground and quickly grab them. You found it! So shiny! I knew I could count on you. And that's saying something because I literally never learned to count via any traditional system of numbers. Let's get out of here. It's hard to believe that these old glasses really mean anything special, but a lady like Huntress deserves whatever she wants. Oh! My heart You spend a moment imagining Huntress with glasses. Will she wear them over the mask or under? Hey, that's not just some junk. Those are my reading glasses. I subscribe to highlights. Oh my god, I remember highlights. There are 4 killers. Yeah. We only have one option left at this point. Let's go see K-Pop Daddy. You arrive at Trickster's stage, but there's no one here. Not Trickster, not an audience, not anybody. Nothing eerier than an empty concert venue. I was just kind of pausing for a moment like, is this his chase music? Think of all the fringe that once swayed here. The beers that sloshed over red Solo cups. Mosh pits. Tall guys standing in front of you for the entire show. Lifelong friendships that actually only lasted for one summer. Good times. My concerts are always an experience. You should really come to one of my after parties sometime. They're a real scream. I'll put you on the VIP list. Dear God, is the secret Trickster ending just becoming a victim of his? I don't know. Nobody tell me if you know. It's a rhetorical question. We'll find out at some point. I prefer acoustic balalaika music. That was an attempt at pronunciation. Trickster, I've never listened to your music, and I think sampling the sounds of people's screams is very been there, done that. Hey, no one talks to Trickster like that. And how do you know about my samples? Somebody is obviously a much bigger fan than they're letting on. Show me where Huntress's shiny, mysterious object is, or I'll wipe that grin off your face with a chloroform-drenched rag. Way to harsh my mellow. Deranged violence and torture is only cool when I do it because it's my commentary on a shallow society and I make it look sexy as hell. You thingamajig is that away. Trickster backs away from you and resumes practicing an intricate dance routine. The way you stood up to that bootleg Backstreet Boy, whoo, just now was wow. If I weren't so strong and stable on my feet, I'd swoon. But it just wouldn't be believable. Find me my shiny thing, champion. All right, this is our last one. We got this. Whoop. Whoop. Doing excellent. Yes! We're doing so great! Slightly less great, but still decent. You did it! Your ability to find the unfindable is quite uncanny. A natural hunter, I must say. Do you think I might be able to find your heart? I would hope so. Very important to locate and remove all the eternal organs of your prey as soon as you fell them so their meat doesn't spoil. Not quite what I meant, but you know. Oh, what's this? You found a gold coin. Whew, that was fun and scary. Good to see the other killers are taking their heartbreak in stride, more or less. And you got a really nice tour of some of the island's lesser-known haunts. Haha, boom. Still got it. We make a pretty good team, you and I. What can I say? I appreciate a fine collection. Now that yours is back in order, maybe we head back inside to appreciate it. And you collect a certain other special gift I've been meaning to give you. A special gift? Is it shiny? I suppose it could be. You oil it up enough. I'm going to be ill. Oh, God. When you enter the cabin, it's dark, barely lit. Deep shadows stretching from wall to wall. Somehow it manages to be a little bit terrifying, but also a little romantic? But you barely even notice. You've got other things on your mind.
Nope, stop talking, go to jail.
Wholesome adjacent. Wholesome adjacent. Wholesome adjacent. You're practically undressing each other as you walk through the door. Mine's elsewhere. Neither of you realize that the door was wide open already. Uh-oh. You were incredible! Every time you found one of the objects, my heart beat faster and faster. Your nimble hands. Is there anything you can't find? The fireplace is crackling. Your heart is pounding. The smell of cinnamon is in the air. But wait. Who is that? Huntress quickly pulls her beach cover up back on. Mother! What? My darling! An older Russian woman bears a striking resemblance. The Huntress sits, warming her hands by the fire. She turns to you and you're shocked to see that she appears to come from a completely different time in history, wrapped in old, unfamiliar clothes that are completely out of place here at this beach retreat. Without thinking, you blurt out, "What an honor! It's you! I can't believe this! You're the Mama Huntress! I've been dying to meet you! I mean, yeah, well, nearly. Can I get you anything? A glass of vodka? A hatchet for revenge on the elk who slayed you?" "Oh, no, my child, I'm quite content. Just happy to know that my little darling is taken care of." Huntress chuckles nervously. "Hi, Mama!" Dwight and Claudette burst in like they're in a prank video. "Bet you weren't expecting this date to include meeting her mom. What?" "Hey, Huntress, how do you feel about your dear old mama coming to interrupt your date?" Huntress throws a hatchet directly at the two survivors and skewers the wall in between them. Without another word, they quickly scurry away. "Good girl." Huntress turns to you. "I hope this is all right." "Of course, it's okay." I give great parent? The English major part of my brain feels like I just had a stroke. Huntress breathes a sigh of relief. "It's just not the mood I thought we were coming back to, but I'm here now. I'm in it. I'm ready to meet your mama." "Thank goodness! 'Cause my mother's the only person, I mean, most important person in my life. We Russians invented tea, did you know that?" Mama Huntress shoves a cup in your hand, and as you drink your tea with her, the air becomes warm around you. You, Huntress, and her mother sit by the fire and exchange stories and anecdotes. Mama pulls out some old-timey pictures of young Huntress in black and white holding bloodied animal corpses with a chilling, dead-eyed stare. You all laugh and eat raw meat of some kind. It's a lovely time, almost like you're back home. You've forgotten that you're on a possibly cursed island atop what is likely some sort of hellmouth. Look, that's not official lore, I just call it like I see it. Every so often, Mama Huntress clutches her stomach and her eyes stare into the middle distance. She mutters some sounds as if reliving the moment she was skewered by an elk. Very grim. "I like you. Thank you for indulging me in my tea and stories. So tell me, what are your intentions with my Russian word that I don't know?" "That means bunny, but you guessed that already, didn't you? Or by now you've got your translator app ready." She did say she wanted a family. All that's on my mind is family. To forge our own forest dwelling with a brood of half a dozen at least, hunting side by side forever. Mama Huntress smiles at you. She reaches into her bloody cloak and pulls out a handkerchief with a flower on it. "For you, the one worthy of my Anna, use it to clean your hatchet of viscera." You take the handkerchief. It's soft and smells of spices. "I'll take good care of this." You point to Huntress. Her, on the other hand, she can take care of herself. Huntress is ecstatic. You've won over Mama. No easy task. "My time on this plane is coming to an end. The weird magic from that ghost girl's black lighthouse won't keep me here for long." I don't want to get into the logic of this, but yeah, the Black Lighthouse can bring ghosts back to life. If you're still here, you're willing to believe anything. I'd like to believe that the spirit did us a solid. Because we were nice to her for a little bit, even though she was rejected. But I'd like to think the spirit just did us a huge favor. Oh, it was! Ah, look at that! It was the spirit who brought you back! I'll have to thank her! Huntress's mama begins to fade. Huntress cries. You can picture her at least 6 years old lying over her mother's dead body. I fully support this union. I feel good leaving my daughter on this cruel earth with you. You share a meaningful look with the mother of your beloved. Mama Huntress fades away, leaving you and Huntress alone again. Not a second later, Claudette and Dwight storm back in, never alone for too long on this island. It's time for a dramatic scene between the lovers. Shall we adjourn to the forest for clearing for ambiance? Oh god, what are we doing? You and Huntress stand holding hands in the forest clearing. Dwight and Claudette watch your interactions closely. Too closely. Hey. I really loved hanging out with you. I think it's time. Time for... Oh, my. Okay, I'm ready for this. Time for you to call me by my real name. Call me by... No, like my mother does. Will you call me Anna? Oh, that. Yes, of course. I think Anna is a beautiful name, and you're a beautiful person, Anna. So yeah, do you know what I'd like to do right now with you beneath the moonlight? I'm feeling... Oh, they actually changed their name tag. I'm feeling closer to you than I ever have before. There's nothing I'd rather do right now than... Oh dear, I'm a little bit afraid of where this is going. She averts her eyes. Does she mean what you think she means? Nope. She's looking right at Dwight and Claudette. Chop up these two fools with you. Absolutely! My hatchet is as sharp as my love for you. Let's get bloody. As the gruesome scene as you and the Huntress go to town on these innocent survivors who just wanted to help you guys out. We were being forced to... I can't hear you, hon. On account of the congealing blood in your mouth. Ah! Once you've made quite a mess of the survivors, you and Huntress look at each other with manic eyes. Shall we return to the cabin? I'd love to get you out of that beachwear into something a little less... there. Thought you'd never ask. Once inside the cabin, Huntress strips off her caftan, revealing every curve of her muscled bod. Follow her lead, disrobing for the first time since waking up here on the island. Yeah, you've been sleeping in your clothes. No judgment. It's a strange new place. You kiss! And yes, if you were wondering, it looks like she's gonna keep the bunny mask on for this sexy time. You know what? That's fair. This is the part where I skedaddle. Decapitations? Sure. Tiger maulings? Love it. Dudes crushing other dudes and car crushers? Gotta have it. But hanky-panky? That I can't handle. I'll leave you horny kids to it. Ah, je n'amour. I can't speak French. What? Just because Huntress speaks Russian doesn't mean I do. I speak Canadian French. It's a thing. Look it up. I knew that. Am I nervously running my mouth now just to give you two alone time in the dark? Maybe. Stop me if you heard this one. A hillbilly, a doctor, and a clown walk into a bar. Fine, we'll get back to it. Post doing it, you and Huntress lie together in the warmth of the fire. Everything is so perfect. You imagine Mama Huntress smiling down at you from beyond. Then you realize that's pretty gross to imagine her having just watched all of that, and you try to stop thinking about it. That was incredible! You're telling me. The door to the cabin creaks open. You cover yourself with a blanket. Oh god, a severed arm claws its way through the doorway, leaving a trail of blood behind in its wake. No, we've walked right into a scene from a horror film. As soon as people have sex, they die. Not when I'm around. Huntress procures a hatchet from out of nowhere. Was that in bed with you guys? Probably. The wriggling torsos of Dwight and Claudette follow their chopped up limbs. Slowly, the pieces of their bodies start to put themselves back together. No way. WTF indeed, my friend. You thought that this island would let us die permanently? Haven't you ever played Dead by Daylight? Far too much. I have a problem. Come on, we have to get to the final scene. I mean, decision. Why is it a decision? Claudette and Dwight lead you and Huntress back to the empty beach. You both bask in the glory of being freshly laid. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Like some sort of laundry detergent. Freshly laid. Actually, maybe that's good. I'll get my agent to start circulating that. The island is strangely quiet. No sarcastic remarks disguising a broken young woman from Spirit. No strange wide-eyed stare from the socially awkward Wraith. No threats of imminent violence from Trapper. Even Claudette and Dwight are tight-lipped. They seem almost zombified.
Last day, you beautiful piece of meat. You've done so well. We're almost at the finish line. You didn't think I brought you all this way without a plan, did you? What kind of sinister body of saltwater do you think I am?
A whoosh of dark energy surrounds you and disappears as quickly as it came. The island noises begin to return. Birds chirp in their trees, the grass rustles in the light breeze, and oh look! The other killers are all here at the fire pit to watch the finale ceremony. I can't wait any longer! The pomp and circumstance is agonizing! You're telling me. Stick to the script, Claudette! Okay, so Huntress, how do you feel about the newcomer? Are they everything your murderous little heart has ever longed for? Huntress stares you down for an agonizing moment. She steps towards you. My dear, I think that this is true love. Come with me to the Red Forest. Let's hunt the woods together and have a family bursting with babies. We'll raise them as fierce warriors who can defend their family and home. In just a matter of days, you've gone from being completely alone to being the start of a clan of warriors. Did not see that coming. Wraith starts a slow clap. No one joins in. Typical. Whatever. Love is a concept made up by the greeting card industry. I'm out of here. Don't worry, Spirit. We'll get you next time, I promise. Spirit floats back to her lighthouse. Look behind you, it's Trapper! Huntress, you bested me. He turns to you and offers a leathery hand for a handshake. Congratulations. I don't shake hands with losers. Trapper's eyebrows shoot up, and then he smiles. Not see that one coming. You're all right, kid. I mean, I hate you completely. I'm gonna kill you mercilessly. But you're all right. Just wait. You haven't said anything to Huntress. I love you too. Yes, let's move to the Red Forest immediately. Is 12 kids too many? Maybe in this economy, but who cares? Your heart is overflowing with joy as you and Huntress embrace. Is this what you've been missing your whole life? A woman with shoulders the size of mountains who won't take off her bunny mask even during intimate times? Yes! Yes! 1,000 times yes! You stare into the sunset and picture your life together. Happiness is real. Ooh. Mommy. Huntress lifts her mask, and you finally lay your eyes on her breathtaking natural beauty. You know, the cabin I grew up in doesn't have the amenities that my luxurious new beach house has. I'm used to living as a beast, bathing in the river, running wild through the bushes. While telling you this, Huntress has left her bathing suit behind and entered into the jungle. You haven't lived until you've been one with nature. Rawr. You chase Huntress into the woods, leaving your own bathing suit behind. One down.